help is needed. Please donate today at buildinggoodness.org. Buildinggoodness.org. Thank you, Charlottesville, for your support.
Good morning. Jay James here, inviting you to join us live tonight at 6 on 1070 and 98.9 FM for the best seat in the house. We're also on ESPN Radio 1450.
The phone lines are always open on The Shilling Show. Call Rob now, 977-1070.
We roll into the final segment of the Shilling Show for today, this Thursday edition. David Rosler is producer and director of the new faith-based motion picture Orbiter 3D, something I haven't heard of in the faith-based arena, and lots of things going on around this. David Rosler, welcome to the Shilling Show.
Thanks very much for having me on, Rob. The last segment was very interesting, by the way.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you're able to check it out. And, boy, there's always a lot to talk about, technology, and we get into popular culture here. I'm very interested in your movie because I have not heard before of a 3D faith-based movie. Is yours the first?
Well, we think so. There is a motion picture out there called Genesis, but it's basically a documentary. In terms of the kind of thing that you think of when you go to see a movie, a story and all of that, we think so, yeah. To distinguish 3D, some people refer to things like what Pixar does, you know, Toy Story and that kind of thing, as 3D. But this is actually 3D, you know, it's live action, stereoscopic 3D film, and we think we are the first, yeah.
Tell us about Orbiter. What is it about?
Well, it takes place today on the International Space Station, 240 miles above the Earth, and the story revolves around two scientists, otherwise surrounded by agnostics, who discover that they are mutually devoted to the Christian faith, and what happens is the station is sabotaged. One of the pods blows out just as World War III commences on the surface of the Earth. It's it's science fiction, but not in the Star Wars sense. It's mature science fiction, like Failsafe or the Manchurian Candidate, something we haven't actually seen in a long, long time.
Tell us how you're funding this project.
Well, it's been self-funded up to this point, but we are trying to raise completion funding at this point. Distribution is pretty much locked in. A couple of theater chains have accepted me as the distributor, so the distribution is really not an issue. But we've tried crowdfunding, and we can't get anywhere because we've been entirely censored on Facebook and Twitter, and I mean entirely censored.
Well, tell us how that came about, and what is it that was offensive? Why are they going after you?
It isn't just me.
Yeah.
It's everyone. It's so bad that the national religious broadcasters on December 7th, pardon me, began a new initiative called the Internet Freedom Watch, which is specifically designed to try to fight Christian censorship on Facebook and Twitter and other social media. And Representative Marsha Blackburn, a couple of days ago, began a new bill, put forth a new bill called the Open Internet Preservation Act, which is H.R. 4682. And people should call Representative Blackburn's office and offer support for that because she's trying to stop the censorship of certain groups on the Internet, the same thing. So it isn't just me, but very definitely someone sees this as a threat, and the only reason I think that may be true is that I've made it quite clear publicly that what we're going to do is instead of sitting on the proceeds from the theater sales, which are going to be very, very considerable, we're talking tens of millions, just like Fireproof and War Room and the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, we're offering production values that are very high, and we're going to start a studio in Tennessee, and we're going to offer that studio to other Christian filmmakers for free.
Yeah, I was reading about your plans, and I think that's a wonderful thing to do. You're going to the Gatlinburg area.
Eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, and we were just there on vacation last month, and my kids, who are kind of young, really sensed a difference. We live here in Charlottesville, which is a pretty problematic place right now, but they sensed a real difference just in the environment there. There's a lot of places where people have no problem expressing their faith publicly, and I'm talking about in businesses.
Yeah, isn't it a bad commentary on our society that the majority of our country does have those sort of problems? It's terrible. When we grew up, it was Charlie Brown Christmas and the Grinch, and everyone said Merry Christmas. Mm-hmm. And, the phrase is that Christians are under assault, and with what we've experienced on social media, I can tell you I'm living it.
David Rosler, if people want to, if they want to get involved in helping you with the completion funding or get more information about the work you're doing on Orbiter or your other projects, let's tell them how they can be in touch.
Sure. Go to www.orbitermovie.com, and if you want to donate or even invest, for a limited time, donations over $200 are being treated as investments. You can click on the little donation button to the right of the main poster. Take a look at the trailer that's there. We feel very good about that. And if you have any trouble donating at all because of these kind of nefarious activities, be sure to contact us at david@orbitermovie.com. And if you have any problems with that, we'll get it straightened out.
All right. I appreciate the work that you're doing, and I look forward to seeing the movie. David Rosler, thank you for being with us on The Shilling Show today.
Thanks very much, Rob. Appreciate it.
Indeed. It is 1:54 here on The Shilling Show, and that's wrapping it up for today. My goodness, we've been all over.